So the question right now in the United States is when individuals are getting their vaccinations. As you look around the world, the developing world, how much uncertainty and what's your time frame for what vaccination rollout actually looks like?
Unfortunately, much of this may actually occur in the second half of 2021 or even in 2022. Part of the challenge is the advanced economies have reserved a lot of the vaccine doses. There's an international organization called COVAX that's trying to get multiple doses and then have a process to deliver those equitably and fairly to the developing countries. We work closely with them, but we also have funding available to go directly with the manufacturers if that will accelerate some of the delivery dates. The availability of vaccine is important, and also the readiness of the country to deliver it promptly once it arrives in country. Those are the practical challenges.
So to pivot from vaccines to the economy, as you're thinking about your forecasts, I mean, there's a huge difference in how countries are going to rebound economically between second half of 2021 and first half of 2022. How impossible is it for you economists at the World Bank to do your job with this level of uncertainty?
Yeah, well, you don't want to count too much on the accuracy, on the forecasts themselves. What we've done is a range of outcomes, and that depends on how well the vaccine program works. Also, the reopening in the developed countries, that's very important. They provide markets for the developing world. Think of extremely poor people around the world. One of the critical variables in their life over the next 2 years is going to be, when does the developed world really start operating at a more normal process? That means imports of food into the advanced economies, much of which comes from developing world. That's one. But also tourism is a very important part of this. And a critical component is remittances. One of the biggest sources of support for people in poverty around the world is the remittances that come from their families who may work across the border in some other country. And restarting that process is going to be critical in their survival. Extreme poverty has gone up, and there's also food insecurity that, as prices have been rising on food, that creates its own new set of challenges for people in the developing world.